is an abundance of collagen. I won't put much water in, but it will mix easily in a smoothie. It'll mix in oatmeal. It'll mix in soup, in tea. And people often put the marine collagen in their coffee. But as you can see, and just with a small amount of water, that's only probably 5 or 6 ounces of water, it's in solution, and that white color will disappear, and neither one has a significant taste at all. But when it comes to collagen peptides, and now you see them in, I talked about phytoceramides the other day, you see them in all sorts of skincare products. Yeah, I don't care how much collagen you put on the surface of your skin. It's not getting to the collagen layers where it can make a difference. The only way you have an opportunity, and it has been shown in the scientific research and clinical studies, the only opportunity you have to deliver the raw materials for collagen synthesis, to actually stimulate collagen synthesis, is with collagen peptides. And it's been shown over and over in research involving both free-range collagen peptides, bovine collagen peptides, or with marine collagen peptides. And if you want, you could try the bovine.
I would love to, as a matter of fact. So then this is kind of like beauty from the inside out.
Well, many people take it for their joints. Many people take it for beauty because there's an abundance of research that talks about reduced wrinkling, and that it just probably has a very hint
Which one
flavor
did I
at all.
have?
That you see, and you don't even know.
I don't.
So it has almost no taste at all. That's the free range. It has no, what I say, it tastes like overly diluted, almost consommé. That it just may be a hint of that. So neither of these have significant flavors. You can mix them with anything, and whether you want it for the health of your skin, the radiance of your skin, and it's a perfect partner in the reviews I was reading just yesterday about phytoceramides. Marine collagen peptides are a perfect partner with the phytoceramides. And so again, when you're looking at collagen peptides, they are the defining structural protein throughout our body. I call it an integrating protein. So just sort of the integrating tissue of our body, the connecting tissue of our body. That's what collagen peptides are and collagen protein is.
You know, to me, it almost has like the slightest hint of vanilla or something.
It's very neutral tasting, and that was our goal.
It's nice, actually.
When I was looking for a free-range material, it needed to dissolve as readily as our marine collagen, and it needed to have even less taste than our marine, which has very little taste. So, and that's why I think the reviews, we only just introduced it barely, and I think there's maybe 10 reviews or something like that. And I think it's something like 4.9 stars or something like that.
4.9 stars, as a matter of fact.
So it's been a pretty much perfectly reviewed product. So.
Well, it is now just crossing 6 o'clock. We have the final hour with Andrew Lessman as we wrap up his visit, but we're going to wrap it up with a lot of variety. So you're really going to see some of the all-time bestsellers here. You're going to get special pricing that will end tomorrow. And Andrew, you're not back till I think it's
end of July.
Yeah, end of July.
So I'm gone for almost 2 months. So that's another reason why we figured we'd kind of cover a lot of ground in this hour. And what we're talking about now is a product called turmeric, because we talked about glucosamine and chondroitin, which focuses principally for our joints, although there was just great research published recently about heart health. And I've always spoken about glucosamine and chondroitin, talked about flexibility of our arteries and veins, and also flexibility of our heart valves. So it doesn't surprise me that glucosamine and chondroitin could play a supportive role in heart health as well. But when we then talked about our collagen peptides, which either you're taking that for the beauty of your skin or to support your joints, turmeric is another product that you have multiple, it's sort of a multiple choice of what benefit you seek. Many people take turmeric for its soothing benefits to their joints. And that's probably the #1 reason. But turmeric is also at the top of the list of ingredients for liver detoxification. Milk thistle, silymarin, of course, is right up there with turmeric. But turmeric is at the top of the list for detoxification, also beneficial to our brain. So turmeric and the protective compounds in it, also for our digestive system, detoxifying for our digestive system. Many people are afraid of turmeric because they think it's a spice, that it's going to be irritating to the digestive system. Just the opposite. But the most important thing to know about turmeric isn't how beneficial it is. The most important thing to know about turmeric is it's very hard to get it to work in a supplement. When you use turmeric to cook, it's easier to get the benefits. Unfortunately, the turmeric, say, in my product is 95% curcuminoids. Curcuminoids are the molecules that define the benefits of turmeric. Typical turmeric spice is only 1 to 5% curcuminoids, but when you cook with it, the absorption is much higher. So you overcome the low concentration of curcuminoids by enhancing their absorption. So the way we make my turmeric supplement work so much better is we effectively cook it. So what we do is we effectively complex it with fat, because when you cook with turmeric, you complex it with fat. That enhances its bioavailability. So that's exactly what we do with our supplement. We don't cook it with heat, but we complex it with fat. We complex it with phosphatidylcholine, which is the most important phospholipid for the brain and for the liver, and that enhances its absorption almost 30-fold, 3,000%.
Wow.
So if you're going to be taking a turmeric supplement, it needs to have its absorption enhanced. Otherwise, it's not going to be effective. And the two ways to do that is the way we do it, by complexing it with fat. Some other companies complex it or combine it with a black pepper extract. And I think it's sort of the irritating quality of that black pepper extract that increases absorption. But that black pepper extract could also affect the absorption of certain medications, which is why I didn't consider it as being a viable way for us to enhance the absorption of turmeric, especially when there's a very simple, natural way that uses another natural ingredient, phosphatidylcholine, that's beneficial to the liver and to the brain as well.
So when I take it, should I take one a day?
One capsule is fine.
One capsule?
Follow what your doctor might recommend, but 1 capsule per day, depending upon the benefits you seek. And it's just an ingredient that the list of benefits are so long when it comes to turmeric, it almost seems like they must be making these things up. But the clinical science, if you go online and go to reliable, go to our National Institute of Health database, you just find countless studies exploring a long list of benefits involving health conditions and things that I don't want to talk about here, and the role that turmeric can play.
And it's been used as a spice in other countries.
Well, it's been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years. If you think of the color of Hindu robes, that orange color, which kind of reminds me of the dress you're wearing, that color is derived from turmeric as well. So and of course it's been a spice, it's been a traditional medicine, so it has a long history of exceedingly safe use. And as I talk about cranberry, turmeric is kind of the poster child for an ingredient that went from being just a traditional little herbal thing to being a very seriously considered alternative therapeutic modality. So.
Huge writings about it right now. It seems like every time I pick up any kind of publication, they're talking about the benefits of turmeric. This is your chance to get it, though, in a form that is different, in a form that's going to be more concentrated for you. 30, 60, 120, 240 capsules available for you. And the savings, again, is going to be the greatest when you do the highest amount. 240 capsules, we have a savings on that of $40. Again, if you'd like to put that on 3 flex payment, you can split that up on your credit card as well. Does it, when I take it, does it taste like the spice?
No, well, it's in a capsule, so there's no taste at all. And it doesn't repeat on you or anything like that. And turmeric actually is not a spicy spice. Turmeric is actually a pretty bland spice. It has sort of a full flavor, but not a hot flavor. It's not piquant or anything like that. It's very, very neutral. It kind of reminds me as a different version of paprika. Paprika is sort of a peppery spice, but without a peppery flavor. So turmeric won't upset your stomach. In fact, many people rely on it to soothe their stomach. So, and I think we had a graphic at the bottom of our ginger product. Ginger is another related root, and ginger is something that, again, people take to soothe their stomach. So these are spices that don't tend to be spicy spices in that respect.
Well, as long as we are talking about things that soothe our stomach, that's where we're headed next, because when it comes to, it seems like everyone I know nowadays, everyone has digestive problems. And I don't know if it just multiplies as we get a little bit older, things get a little bit more difficult, but this is a great way to maybe head off some of the issues.
I think it's part of the human condition that we spend a lifetime, we have to eat, and especially nowadays we eat much more than we ever should, and we tend to eat things that are not terribly natural, that are a lot of manufactured foods, and our lives are challenging, are stressful, so there's a multitude of factors that challenge our digestive system. And one of the things that is defining of digestion, part of the reason it works so well when we're young, we secrete plenty of hydrochloric acid, And oddly enough, as much as we think we have acid stomachs when we get older, we actually don't secrete acid as effectively. We tend to be more sensitive to it, but we don't secrete it as effectively. And when we don't secrete it as effectively, guess what that does? It interferes, it diminishes the effectiveness of our digestion, because that stomach acid is a critical part of digestion, of the denaturing of protein, of the protein digestion itself. Those proteolytic enzymes require that low pH, that acidic pH. So again, digestive enzymes at the very core, we're doing unbelievably complicated work in our gut when we eat food. If you think about all the random assorted things we eat, and the fact that our body breaks them down entirely to the point where they leave our body unrecognizably later. We don't need to think about that necessarily, but it bears no resemblance to that which we ate. That is all enzymes, because it's not like we have a stove or some chemical lab at a high temperature inside our body. We're doing all that work at, 98 degrees or so Fahrenheit. So we're doing all this complicated, intense chemical work, breaking down proteins. When you cook a steak in an oven, you don't even break down the proteins. But you break down the proteins in your belly, in your digestive system, in your stomach, in your small intestine, and then basically we get rid of it in our colon. So it's fascinating to think that we could do all this incredibly complicated work in our bodies and just think we could live our lives normally while we're doing so, which is a pretty amazing thing. And we do that. But over the course of our lifetime, the challenges we experience, what I often say, it relates to how effectively we digest things. And the perfect word is indigestion, not digestion. So when it comes to digestion, the key to all digestion, healthy digestion, are enzymes. That's what does the work. Those enzymes enable these really complicated chemical reactions to take place in a rather moderate environment inside our body. And that's why enzymes are the core of DigestAssure. That's all that's in the capsule of DigestAssure are enzymes. Interesting enough, at one time when I first introduced this product, I ran it on a capsule machine. And I didn't use a respirator or things like that or cover-wear gloves and things because I was just kind of checking it out initially. And it was a really great exfoliator. It was great for exfoliating my hands and my skin. Of course, now when we make it, we wear all sorts of protective equipment and things. But it was fascinating. It just showed me the power of digestive enzymes. And a lot of times you see skincare products that use digestive enzymes as part of the exfoliation process. But digestive enzymes are the key to breaking down the food we eat and deriving their benefits. It's the key to not just breaking them down to get their benefits, but breaking them down sufficiently so that they don't make us uncomfortable and miserable during their almost 30-foot journey outside our body. You know, it starts at our mouth and it goes to the other end, and that's a journey that's 25 feet or so. If things aren't going well or comfortably, we're going to know about it. And DigestAssure, all it is pure enzymes. It's an incredibly positively reviewed product because it just provides the enzymes that does the work that we so desperately need as we get older.
600 five-star reviews, as a matter of fact. What I'm wondering is, how do I take it? Do I take it before every meal? Do I take it once a day?
You take it if there's certain, for me, when I take this, it's when I'm going to have sort of a bigger and heavier meal. If I'm just going to have a normal meal, I don't take DigestAssure. But when I am having a bigger meal, I never forget to take it. It's a product that you could take. You should take it either just before you eat, say within 15 or 30 minutes of eating, or within an hour of finishing the meal, because it will still be in your stomach and the enzymes will still deliver benefits. There's a lot of digestive enzyme products that come in, you know, big tablets and things, and I always smile when I look at them because okay, I have to take a tablet that I need to digest to have the digestive enzymes to help me digest the food. So it just makes no sense at all, whereas we deliver, and it's going to be among the finest powders of any product we make. It's really like dust. And the reason why is the finer the powder, the greater the surface area, the more effective it is in doing its digestive work. Because the finer that surface area, the more it exposes itself to the food you've eaten. And the degree to which it mixes and fully exposes itself to that food, that surface area determines the reaction. Because you want these enzymes to chemically react with your food and do their enzymatic digestive work. So it has to be in an ultrafine powder.
And I'm looking at the picture on the front, and it's a picture of a pineapple and papaya.
Well, that's because we, in addition to the proteolytic enzymes and other enzymes we put in there, we put papain and bromelain, which are one of the things that I often do if I'll eat a meal. If I typically don't eat dessert unless I'm splurging, but the things I will have sometimes is berries, or sometimes I'll have pineapple, or I'll have papaya. And what's nice about having pineapple or papaya, it's Mother Nature's natural digestive aids. So you're getting the benefits of the proteolytic enzymes, papain and bromelain present, and they also have other benefits in our body as well, papaya and pineapple.
So how would this compare to, for example, some of the other biotics that are out there?
This isn't a probiotic. A probiotic is going to be things which we'll talk about in a moment, our friendly flora product. And those are going to be things like Lactobacillus acidophilus. Those are going to be the friendly probiotics, the friendly flora in our body, which we can walk over there. But and talking about ultimate friendly flora, the organisms that exist, and principally the highest concentration of these organisms is in our colon. But those organisms that exist in our colon, there are more of those organisms than we have cells in our body. So the probiotics that are in our colon are an integral part of who we are as human beings. We were designed to be their sort of habitat. They were designed to live in us. It's part of what makes our digestive system work adequately, work appropriately, absorb nutrients. So again, a probiotic product, the way we make a probiotic product, there's a lot of difference. There's thousands or tens of thousands of different strains that are part of commercial products. There's actually hundreds of thousands of naturally occurring strains. And now it seems that everyone is making different strains to make different claims, for this one for anxiety, this one for depression. So what we do is we focus on the probiotic strains that have been the subject of the greatest amount of research in terms of their impact on digestive system function and immune system function. We can keep it simple, not that the science leading up to it was simple, but we make sure we focus on the ingredients that are the principal reason for which anyone would ever contemplate taking a probiotic, and that's to support healthy digestion and to support their immune system.
So how do I use this? Do I do the Digest-Assure and this at the same time? Or?
They're entirely different products for entirely different purposes.
Okay.
The Digest-Assure is a product that enhances digestion, which most of us struggle with digestion as we get older because of an insufficiency of the enzymes we secrete, or insufficiency of acid we secrete, or if you're taking proton pump inhibitors or things like that, which decrease the acid, which might be necessary if we're suffering from GERD or something else. But then our enzymes don't work as well in a lower acidity environment, so Digest-Assure becomes very important to assist in the digestive process because we don't have the acid that's otherwise necessary. Probiotics play an entirely different role in our body. Principally, as I said, mostly our small intestine is principally what they almost say is a sterile structure, whereas our large intestine is a structure that is replete with trillions and trillions of probiotic cells, probiotic organisms. So there are more organisms in our colon than we have cells in our body. So the role they play in terms of digestion, in terms of the comfort of digestion, regularity, nutrient absorption, is absolutely indispensable. They are part of a healthy digestive function. They're also part of healthy barrier function in terms of our immune system. I always say how our skin is a barrier, but our probiotics, we have a concentration of probiotics at all the openings of our body. And in fact, women probably know this better than men. If women take an antibiotic, they understand what happens to that probiotic balance as a result of that antibiotic kind of indiscriminately wiping out the otherwise healthy colonies of probiotics. So again, it's something that's part of our immune system, part of our digestive system, and with all the medications we take for our digestive system, with all the antibiotics we seem to take, with the antibiotics that are just ubiquitous, that are commonplace in our food supply, again, making sure that we reconstitute and maintain a healthy balance of our probiotic, of our friendly flora. That's what this product is all about. You get over 25 billion colony forming units per capsule, which is a large amount. There's, I think, about 7 billion people on the planet. There's over 25 billion colony forming units per capsule. And we keep keep it straightforward. Just because these are the proven, established strains doesn't mean they're not as exciting as some of the newfangled ones that are being promoted for all sorts of special disease-related benefits. But Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus salivarius, Bifidobacterium lactis in 2 different strains, and all of those numbers, if you look at the research and clinical studies on probiotics, you're going to see repeating those numbers, that those are the specific strains that provided the benefits in those clinical studies.
So do I take this every day then?
You can take it every day. This is a product that you could take once a day. Some people might take it every other day or take it when you need it. But typically I say a probiotic is good to be taken every day, especially if you're taking antibiotics. If you're taking, say, proton pump inhibitors, you should take it every day.
And do I take it in the morning?
You could take it whatever time works. So you could take it with meals. You could even take it away from meals. So whatever time works. I always say it's best to take supplements with food because most of the components we're familiar with, whether it's nutrients or whether it's probiotics, they commonly came with food. We used to get all our probiotics we needed because our food supply wasn't sterilized. If you went back hundreds of years, yes, our food supply could contain pathogens or unfriendly bacteria, but our food supply also contained a rich abundance of healthy, friendly flora. Not the case anymore. Our world is sterilized, our food supply is sterilized, so it becomes all the more important that we refocus on reconstituting the probiotic balance in our body.
1,300 perfect reviews on this product. Absolutely 5-star perfect. That's why you want to get this one home and you want to try it and you want to see how you feel. So we have your choices for you. You can do the 30, 60, 90. Again, 180 our bestseller, and 180 is going to give you your biggest savings. So $40 savings on that. We have the special pricing on this today at $89.90. You can also put that, if you would like to, on 4 flex payments. That means you can split it up on your credit card. But why not try something? You know, maybe you've heard about probiotics. Maybe you've never experienced. Maybe you just really want to do that prevention. This is the time to do it, and do it with something that truly, when you think about the reviews on this, 1,500 perfect 5-star reviews is absolutely incredible. So we have that available for you. We're going to continue on now because we still want to present you with as many options as possible since we're only about 30 minutes away from the end of Andrew's visit. So what we're going to move to right now is going to be our Secure, and I love this.
Our Secure Meal Replacement, which we tend to focus on this on January, and then this is pretty much the last time we focus on it again until the beginning of next year. This is when folks, it's the beginning of summer, or we might be going to the beach, we wear different clothing. We might also, for me, I tend to work out more. My summer is when I try to be the fittest I can be. The weather's great. It contributes to being able to do that. So Secure is basically our version of what the science says is the most effective and most reliable way to lose weight. And what the science says is meal replacements are the way to go. And the reason why is they create structure. And even I'll read you clinical studies that talk about the science of meal replacement works even better than having a personalized diet program. And what meal replacements do is they replace 1 or 2 meals each day. And because our meal replacement is lower in calories than the typical meal replacement, that affords you a greater opportunity for weight loss. It also affords you greater flexibility to add non-fat yogurt or non-fat milk or whatever it might be, fruit. We'll sometimes add nut butter at home, but it gives you the flexibility, and still when you're done, because these are barely 60 calories a meal, when you're done, you're still barely talking about 100 calories or so. And also because we invest so much in flavor, they taste great.
They do.
Most meal replacements taste horrible because they don't invest in flavor. Actually, if you could hand me, it's the pina colada, it's that one. I'll mix that one up.
That's a lot.
Well, and this is 100 meal supply.
And this is our best value outside of a Today's Special that you're getting today. An absolutely incredible value that we have. First time we've ever done it with 100 meals, as a matter of fact. So tremendous opportunity for you. The flavors are going to be, you have the chocolate, the vanilla, coffee.
I want you to smell this.
Okay.
You don't have to get that close.
Smells like vacation.
No, it is.
It smells like I need a straw and an umbrella.
No, we sold it out the last time we were here. So our vanilla, chocolate, and coffee are most popular.
Yeah, that's
the pina colada is truly remarkable. Even I'll show how easy it mixes. Here I'll put 2 scoops and I'll put it in a small amount of water. And so you don't need a blender because of every single ingredient in this product we focus on in terms of both flavor and also ease of mixing. So if you look at just get this out of the way, that is heavy, and that's probably about 8 ounces of water, and that was 2 scoops, 2 meals, and you just see how easily it mixes and it stays in solution. There's literally no meal replacement in the world that mixes as easily, that tastes as good, that's as low calorie. And the investment we make in flavor, we could almost reduce the price of this in half if we eliminated the flavor. And most companies, I would imagine, flavor amounts to 5 or 10% of their cost. But what I learned early on, doing this for making meal replacements for over 30 years, is I initially didn't invest in flavor, and it was a product that no one liked. And until I invested in flavor, you're not going to do something just because I tell you it's healthy. You also expect it to taste good. And you won't find a meal replacement that tastes as good as this. And the pina colada is just amazing. Oh.
And you can see how creamy it is. Unbelievable. You know what else I love about this? 60 milligrams of sodium. I mean, there are so many. Read the back label of this. It is absolutely incredible. Actually,
I think it's even less than that, I thought. It's low sodium. It's considered
low sodium.
It's low sodium, which I think maybe that's 100 milligrams per serving is low sodium. But it's low fat, it's low sugar, low carb. As I said, it's about 60 or so calories per serving. I'm now salivating from having the pina colada. But that's perfect for summer. You will not be disappointed with that. And as Shannon says, it's nothing that a little tequila or rum couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt.
But it's truly, truly delicious. And what I learned a long time ago, as much as I focus on the solubility of each ingredient, and this really, the label reads like a multivitamin, multimineral, as much as I focus on each of the ingredients in the product from a scientific and a nutritional standpoint, I realized the product was a failure unless I also focused on flavor. And this is a product that it's ultra low calorie, it's a meal replacement, but it's still a customer pick. And I would say that close to 90% of the reviews are positive reviews, and probably almost 80% are 5-star reviews, which is pretty unheard of for a meal replacement. I think extremely unheard of for a meal replacement that's going to be delivering such a low caloric level, and it's low fat, no trans fat, no cholesterol, low sodium. So it ticks off all the boxes in terms of a perfect meal replacement. As I said, if you want to embrace what the science says is the most reliable way to lose weight, and certainly we should all exercise and things like that, and we should all try to be on a perfect meal plan. But what the science says is the best method of all, and you can combine this with everything else, the best method of all is using a meal replacement. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the most intelligent approach to meal replacement because it's lowest in calories and it also makes an investment in flavor. So you'll enjoy it, you'll be able to stick with it, and you'll be thrilled you did.
And when is the last time that you actually spent 64 cents on a meal? Because that's what this works out to be.
Very true.
This is absolutely the most incredible buy. I have used this for years. I agree with you. I love the flavor, but you've got to read the back of this. It's the first thing after you mix one, you've got to read it because I simply cannot believe there are so many other meal replacements out there, or the shakes or everything else. Let me tell you, those things can be, number one, crazy expensive.
Well, typically you're going to be spending several dollars per meal.
Absolutely.
And this is 65 cents in the large size. Even it's just a little over 60 cents in the 60 count size as well. So
I would stock up today.
It's incredibly, incredibly affordable to take advantage of an opportunity. If you don't love it, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. I think if you got the pina colada, certainly vanilla and chocolate coffee are amazing. If you got the pina colada home in the summer, you'll be making everybody's favorite smoothie with the pina colada. You put a little bit of non-fat yogurt, or even just with water and ice cubes. It's really amazing. And also understand that, here it is, that's a chart behind me that lists a number of all of the crazy weight loss ingredients that have been endorsed on TV, but this shows you the content of nutrition. So you're getting 100% of the RDA of vitamin C, vitamin D, 50% of vitamin E, 50% of all the B vitamins, and then you get 200% of our special B12. You get 150 micrograms of biotin, folic acid. So basically, this will compare favorably to the typical leading multivitamin you might get in a store. And that's what you get not in multiple meals, but every single meal. So it's the most nutritious, it's the best tasting, it's the easiest mixing, all of the characteristics that would make a perfect meal replacement, that's what this does. And I'm telling you, if the vanilla and chocolate are amazing because we use multiple forms of chocolate to achieve the flavor there. But when it comes to the pina colada, and we don't often have that, but when it comes to the pina colada, it disappeared the last time, you will be blown away when you get that home. It is truly, as Al said, it just tastes like a tropical holiday.
Vacation.
So you'll love it.
It does.
Yep.
And I would recommend doing a little bit of pineapple yogurt or the coconut yogurt that they have and mixing it with that. And let me tell you, it is, it's like dessert. It tastes so good. Did you see the stats? I mean, this is what blows you away. The stats on this, what's in it?
When you look at the nutrient content, when you look at the investment we make in flavor, and when you get it home, you can open up blindfolded, you can tell which one you're opening up. That's how rich the flavor is. When you think of all the investments we make there, and it just shows how differently we do things, but then to end up at a price that's basically pennies a meal, that you'll spend more on the non-fat milk or the non-fat yogurt or the water, unless you use tap water, that if you use a bottled water, the bottle of water will cost more than the meal replacement. So
crazy.
So I always view this as one of our greatest accomplishments, not so much in terms of, say, a weight loss product, but following the science of meal replacement, but making it affordable. Because the meal replacement science is the strongest science in terms of weight loss. I could grab the charts right here that, let's see.
Oh,
all right.
I'm being told that your pina colada is selling like hotcakes, okay? So we have the pina colada, we have the chocolate, we have the vanilla. Coffee is available. The coffee is also outstanding.
The coffee's amazing.
Yeah,
well,
mixed berry.
They were all designed to basically, what I decided if I was going to flavor, whatever it required, we were going to invest in flavor. So what the blueprint for these, I just went to my favorite fast food and coffee places, and I basically took the products that are 500, 600, 800, 1,000 calories, and I decided that is going to be the flavor we're going to emulate. And whatever it required, that's what we're going to do. So that's why they taste as great as they do. That's why the product is so well reviewed. And just in terms of the science from Nutrition Journal, meal replacement shakes have been studied extensively for both medical and public health efforts to combat obesity. Meal replacement shakes represent an important strategy in combating the worldwide epidemic of obesity due to their simplicity and convenience. Meal replacement simplifies the weight loss regimens by replacing 1 or 2 meals a day with a product of defined nutrient and caloric content. These guys are not in the business of endorsing a modality, but recent studies have shown that meal replacement regimens are safe and are associated with greater weight loss than individualized diet plans. It has been suggested that diets containing soy protein may further accelerate weight loss. That's why this is using soy protein. We have another version that also has whey protein or collagen peptides, either one. But in terms of weight loss, soy protein actually has the better science. We'll read another chart here. Results of our previous research, as well as that of others, demonstrates the safety and efficacy of meal replacements for weight loss and weight maintenance among overweight and obese individuals. So it's not me saying that meal replacements work better. It's what the science says. All I try to do is make the best tasting, lowest calorie meal replacement, because that will give the best results. Because the only thing when they talk about success in meal replacements, they talk about compliance. It's hard to be fully compliant with exercise, hard to be fully compliant with a really rigorous diet. If you have a good tasting meal replacement, you can do that once a day or twice a day. It's easier to be compliant. So compliance is what gives success. And if I invested enough in flavor, then that's your success. And when you get it home, I'm sure you'll believe I invested enough in flavor.
2,900 of 5-star reviews, perfect reviews on this. But this is the best value outside of today's special. Absolutely the best value. When you look at what you can do, 100 meal replacements replacement, $64.90. 65 cents, what is that, the price of 2 gumballs, basically? I mean,
No,
what can you even buy for
buy,
64 cents?
Can you buy a pack of gum for 65 cents now?
My point. But you know, Andrew, I think that we live in a time when I don't want to have to choke down something that I don't enjoy. I look forward to meals. I'm Italian. My life is
But I had to learn that. I'm the science guy, so I had to learn that. When I made my initial meal replacement, scientifically, it was pretty much the equivalent of this. But I didn't invest in flavor. Yeah. And what I've realized, if you look at this, here's the chocolate. I'll put 2 scoops of chocolate in this glass. That doesn't look like the protein powder. It doesn't look like the vitamins or minerals. What does it look like? It looks like chocolate.
It does.
Because that's what we had to invest in. We had to invest with what I learned the hard way is the investment has to be in the flavor. And then again, I put 2 scoops in there. So that's about 40 grams of material. So I put 2 scoops in there, and that's probably less than 8 ounces. And what you'll see is the work we do, whether it's what's called agglomerating powders, which gives them sort of extra surface area, so they become super soluble. I don't know if you want to taste this one.
I do.
It's the chocolate
Thank
is,
you.
for me, I used to get in trouble as a child if my parents are watching. Whenever anyone would get chocolate ice cream for dessert after a meal, I would wait and I'd smush and smush and smush my chocolate ice cream so I could drink it out of the bowl. So what that is intended to taste like, it's like melted chocolate ice cream.
I'm having dinner.
So,
actually,
no, it's amazing.
I'm having dessert because it tastes so incredible. You are going to love it when you get it home. Stock up though. Like I said, this is our monthly special. This is our best value outside of a today's special. So you're getting for 64 cents a meal. Crazy value.
Even when you see, on the try me at 10 servings, at 10 meals, that's $1.29. That's a bargain for a meal replacement. Most meal replacements are triple that. To think that if you go to the 60 or 100, you're getting down into the 60 or so cents per meal, and when you get it home, you'll be astounded at the value. I think that's what you'll question most about the product is how do I do that? So I think we're running along to cranberry.
We are. So we're going to move along. I'm going to take my meal I'm going to take dinner with me.
And that is, by the way, that is our monthly special.
Yes, it is.
So that is brand new. That is basically the best price we have that will be the best price we have until January of next year. So that's why it's such a bargain at barely 60 cents a meal.
Definitely stock up, get a couple of flavors. I promise you, you will not regret it. You will love it. So we're going to move on now to our cranberry benefits. We have your ultra high potency. This supports and promotes bladder. This is for kidneys. And this is, as many of us know, urinary tract health as well. 4.8 star rating on this. We have 30, 60, 120 caps. And also, of course, your best value at 240 caps. $39.90. Well, I think that we've all, whenever we have a little problem, it's like drink cranberry juice, which is loaded with sugar.
Sugar, and that's part of the problem that, again, just for health in general, but certainly for our urinary tract and certainly for our blood sugar balance and things like that. Many of us we're trying to watch our sugar intake because of weight loss, because of perhaps type 2 diabetes. So the last thing we want to do, even though it might afford benefits to our bladder, is drink a glass of cranberry juice, which I think the cranberry juice we have here is something like 12 grams or even more per cup. No, I'm sorry, it's 36 grams per cup of sugar. So it's 144 calories of sugar. But that also, our capsule of cranberry here, what we've been trying to do, and we've succeeded. It'll probably be available in a couple, 2 or 3 months. We'll have a cranberry beverage. It'll be a cranberry pomegranate beverage with no sugar, no calories, no carbohydrate, and it will deliver the same amount of cranberry as a capsule of our cranberry benefits. But right now, you get, with our capsule of cranberry benefits, you get the benefits of the cranberry, the protective compounds, without calories, without sugar, and it's one of our products, again, that is basically perfectly reviewed. I think it's 4.7 stars. Or it's 4.8 stars, so which means probably about 97% positive reviews. So it's a product that, as I said about turmeric, there's some of those natural ingredients that modern science has that when they were dismissed and poo-pooed, because I remember 20, 30 years ago talking about turmeric, talking about cranberry, and folks being dismissive of me and really not thinking I was being very credible. But now the science has supported and validated the benefits of these natural ingredients that were always traditional medical ingredients, but now modern medicine and modern science embraces them as well.
Absolutely, and I had no idea it had that much sugar.
No, well, most fruit juices are,
crazy.
Depending on the fruit juice, they're usually anywhere between 80 and 160 calories per cup per 8 ounces. And I often tell the story that one summer I was drinking a lot of these really healthy organic fruit juices, and usually in the summer, it's when I'm biking a lot and running a lot, and I usually tend to get leaner. And I wasn't getting leaner, and I finally realized I was consuming about 2,000 calories extra a day in all these wonderful, yummy, organic fruit juices. So needless to say, I stick to eating fruit now, and if I'm drinking beverages, I'm typically drinking tea or water.
I did a juice fast and put on weight.
Yes, yeah.
Don't try it. What I want you to see, though, is I want you to see the color of this, because
that's the natural color of the cranberry.
Color.
And like
lest you think that you're seeing it, it's like, oh, pretty pink. It's because cranberries are red.
There's no additives in there.
Exactly.
And of course, with our products, most typical vitamin supplements contain manufacturing additives. It's a difficult process. Even when you're making tablets, of course, there's additives. They have to put binders and fillers and coatings and all sorts of stuff. But even when capsules are being made, typically the powders require lubricants and flowing agents so that they flow into the capsules, and then the capsules can close. So we are in Henderson, Nevada. I moved my company from Santa Monica, California to Henderson, Nevada because the dry humidity in the desert allows us to make our products without additives. So the only thing you're getting in this is actually the cranberry ingredient and a small amount of vitamin C. So that is all you get with this product. And that's unique in supplementation, that when you get a supplement, the only thing you're getting with that supplement are the beneficial ingredients you seek. And that's when it goes to, whether it's my multivitamin or any of the other products we're talking about here, everything you're getting are just the ingredients you want and none of the additives that are typical in other products that you don't want.
So with this particularly, is this something that I would take primarily if I had a problem, or? Well,
this is a product that I take preventatively.
Okay.
It's a product that, and I think most people take it for that reason. You want to create a healthier environment in your bladder, kidneys, urinary tract. This is a critical system in our body, and I think more so than men, although as men get older and we have our issues with our prostate, we too share an enhanced risk of issues cropping up in terms of our bladder, kidneys, and urinary tract. But women know about this even more. I'd say if I read the reviews, and the reviews on this product are virtually all perfect, I'd say 80 to 90% of the reviews come from women. And again, it's not a drug or a medicine to treat urinary tract infections. What it is, it's an opportunity to give your body something that enables it to create a healthier environment, a better environment in those critical structures. And to the extent we can do that, that's an opportunity for us to be healthier.
A lot of us in the past have turned to something like this. Turn away from that. The amount of sugar, crazy. This is going to give you that concentration that you want and that you need. 30 caps, 60, 120, 240 caps, so savings of $25 on that. So absolutely might want to give that a try. And we're going to move on now to something else that I think that this is something that we have been talking about for years and years, but all of a sudden it seems like cinnamon has come to the forefront as something that's very, very beneficial.
But these are botanicals that have been discussed for these benefits for quite some time, whether we're talking about, say, cranberry in terms of urinary tract health. I remember that from my childhood.
Me too.
And I was a child a long time ago. And cinnamon has always been discussed in terms of healthy blood sugar metabolism, healthy insulin metabolism. So it was something I was aware of decades ago. But it wasn't until about a decade ago, about 10 years ago, that the actual science came up that validated that if you actually extracted cinnamon for the appropriate compounds. So not just using cinnamon spice, which of course, using any spice and cinnamon spice included, they tend to be rich in protective compounds. So spices tend to be beneficial ingredients. Muriel and I love to add herbs and spices to all the things we cook at home, not just because things taste better, but it actually enhances their health benefits. But cinnamon is one of those ingredients that, as we say about traditional medicine and all of the folklore that surrounded it, that has recently been validated as providing benefits in terms of supporting healthy blood sugar metabolism, healthy insulin metabolism, and again, it's another one of those products. I think it's around 4.6 or 4.7 stars, a virtually perfectly reviewed product. And so many of us, because we might be overweight, we might be obese, we might have other challenges as we get older. You could be at your perfect body weight, but as you get older, sometimes blood sugar control becomes problematic. You could blame your parents then. But again, so we're the victim oftentimes of our genetics, or we might be the victims of our lifestyle. But in any event, blood sugar control, blood sugar metabolism, insulin metabolism is something that, as we get older, it's a rather common issue. So cinnamon has become a really wonderful tool to be used along with all the other things we have at our disposal, modifying our diet, modifying our lifestyle, and following our doctor's recommendations in terms of whatever medications he or she might recommend.
So how is this different from the cinnamon I would just buy in the store as a spice and sprinkle in something?
Completely different. So they both start with the same source material. It's kind of the idea, it's sometimes easier to understand with stevia. If you had a stevia leaf and you put it in your tea, you'd notice a little tiny bit of sweetness. If you took even 5 milligrams, like a couple of little granules of our special stevia extract that's in sucrose, it would be as sweet almost as a teaspoon of sugar. So when it comes to cinnamon spice, it comes in cinnamon sticks and things like that, but cinnamon bark spice, we concentrate it not just for the flavor, but these specific polymers that deliver a specific benefit. So again, when it comes to turmeric is about 1% curcuminoids normally as a spice. Our turmeric that we use as a standardized extract, because we seek the curcuminoids for their benefits, that's about 95%. So typically, when you use a standardized extract, you multiply the beneficial compound by orders of magnitude. So what you do is you eliminate the non-beneficial components from cinnamon, and you focus on the beneficial components in cinnamon. And it's a complex and costly process, but it delivers an ingredient that delivers benefits that the spice on its own wouldn't deliver.
Okay, so obviously this comes in a capsule. Could I take it and open it and put it in my oatmeal? Would it taste like cinnamon?
You could take one capsule. I recommend one capsule a day unless your doctor recommends more. One capsule a day is fine, but it still does taste like cinnamon. So at home, I'll often open it and sprinkle it on oatmeal or oat bran, or Muriel at home when she makes her little whatever cappuccino or thing at home.
I love it in my coffee.
She sprinkles it on the top there. So it still has the taste of cinnamon, but what it also has are targeted, focused benefits in terms of the specific standardized extract that you seek when you're using cinnamon for a specific purpose. And here we're talking about cinnamon in terms of blood sugar, supporting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy insulin metabolism.
Listen, if you could use express ordering, I know we're very busy right now, this is your chance to get something home. You've heard about it, even more and more and more. We're hearing about the benefits of certain spices. This is not, though, that cinnamon you're gonna buy in the store. It's the concentration that's gonna make all of the difference for you. If you wanna take the capsule and open it up, absolutely do that. We have 30 capsules, 60, 120, 240 capsules, though, $44.90. So basically, look at your savings there. Your savings off of your HSN price, a full third off, 33% savings on it today. Free shipping and handling on this as well. This is special pricing that we're bringing you. Again, Andrew Lessman's visit is going to end today. We're gonna keep the special pricing in place till the end of Monday. So this is a great time for you to really try something and look and see, do the research and see the benefits that are out there and experience it for yourself. I know this is, cinnamon particularly, is something that even my father has started to use because of the great benefits. So we have that available for you, but we have something really exciting that we are going to present to you right now. And I know that this is truly something that, Andrew, you are passionate about, because this is, in the history of Andrew Lessman here at HSN, the only product that you have brought us that you do not manufacture.
No, this is not my product. It's a product that friends of mine make, but that's not why it's here. The reason why it's here is because it's such a great product that it works perfectly in terms of something that I've talked about. If you've watched me on TV for 30 years, you've heard me talk about the Mediterranean diet. If you know me personally, you've heard me talk about the Mediterranean diet for even longer than that. Talking about folks, 40 years I talk about folks in Greece, who actually in Greece, that's where you'll find the longest lived populations in Europe, who really exemplify the Mediterranean diet. So what we're talking about here is olive oil. And olive oil is an opportunity for us to take advantage of the foundational ingredient, really the basic ingredient in the Mediterranean diet. Typically, olive oil is really expensive if you get certified extra virgin olive oil from Greece. And that's where this comes from. And this comes from Crete. And Crete is a little island south of Greece. And this comes from the western side of Crete, which is sort of the cradle of olive oil production. If you go back thousands of years, we're talking 3,500, 4,000 years, and whether olive oil was first being commercialized in Syria or Israel or Greece, sort of an open question. But ultimately, that's where olives were first being grown to make olive oil and olives as the fruit itself 4,000 years ago. That's 2,000 years before Jesus walked this earth. I mean, it's remarkable to think, and the way they produce these olives and the olive oil itself emulates the way it was done historically and traditionally. It's a family farm that's been in the same family for generations, and it's a special variety of olive. There's smaller green olives and I'm someone who I actually don't like olives. Love olive oil, but I don't like olives. And I think a lot of Americans are like me. I don't like that kind of biting, pungent olive oil. I like sort of a fragrant, balanced, rich olive oil. And Muriel, I brought this olive oil home, and Muriel sort of runs the kitchen. So I brought this home, and it sat in the kitchen for months because Muriel uses her, whatever, they're probably 12 or 15 ounce bottles of Italian or Greek olive oil or French olive oil that are $50 or $60 a bottle. And then one day she was running short of olive oil, so she tried this. And lo and behold, it's now her favorite olive oil. But at the time, she thought it came from my friends who are American, so, oh, she's French, so it couldn't be good. But she didn't realize it was Greek olive oil, certified organic, and most extra virgin that comes from Europe is not organic. So this is both organic and extra virgin. And I didn't even talk about the price. The price is, I never talk about the price of my products, but the price is just crazy when you look at what organic extra virgin olive oil should cost. And my friends who created Thrive Market, which is like an online, wholesome, organic grocery online, they have a membership. So I think they charge $60 for a membership. So that's their profit. They offer their products at really great, and I consider this to be a ridiculous price, to get 50 ounces of olive oil, 2 of those bottles for under $30, when Muriel is for 8 ounces is probably spending $30, $40, or $50, or so many of us do. So it's a remark. I don't know if you've tried it yet.
I have not tried it.
You should.
I've been waiting
right
all
here.
day to try it. I just wanted to show you the bottle is beautiful. If you're looking for great hostess gifts, let me tell you, you will walk in the door and they will use this immediately, okay? $19.90 for one. If you want the 2-pack, your best value, $29.90. Okay.
And it's 25 ounces. So normally the little olive oils Muriel gets are 12 or 15 ounces, and they're they're triple or quadruple the cost of this. And so it's an absolute bargain. And again, to the extent you could substitute this for butter or other things, because fat is our friend when it's healthy fats. And olive oil, and what gives it that beautiful green color. That color are the protective compounds. So olive is not just about the perfect composition of fats. Olive oil is also about the perfect complement of polyphenols, protective polyphenols, like, what is it, oleocanthal and things. So olive oil just has this wonderful complement of antioxidants. And again, it's the foundational ingredient in the diet that helps people live longer and healthier than anywhere else in the world.
Let me tell you, buttery is the word. It is almost buttery. But you know what it's not?
I scramble eggs in it, I fry eggs in it, I don't use butter anymore.
That is absolutely incredible. And the thing about a lot of your extra virgin...
Put a little pepper in it, put a little salt in it.
You know, and so many people now do all the herbs in the olive oil. I will tell you this, try it first without it, because you don't even need them. That is pure flavor. But so much of the extra virgin olive oil, particularly, can be so bitter. This is smooth as silk.
They're pungent, they're biting. To me, they give me like an itchy thing in the back of my throat. This is, and it's kind of fun to talk about someone else's product. I have no vested interest, so, but it's just, it's remarkably affordable. It's delicious. It is consistent with, if I were going to make an olive oil, this would be it. It's consistent what I have been talking about for decades and decades, that to the extent we can adopt a Mediterranean diet at home, that you could slice some tomatoes up at home and just sprinkle a little bit of this over it, or whatever, a salad you might have at home. Just put this olive oil on it. You get to embrace the foundational ingredient in that longevity-based diet, the Mediterranean diet. So I've talked about it. My original World Health product that I introduced probably 30 years ago, a supplement, it was concentrating ingredients from the Mediterranean diet. So it's something that I've always recognized, and this is just an incredibly affordable way for you to enjoy the benefits of the foundational ingredient in the Mediterranean diet. And if you're like me, I don't like olives. It's kind of like back to the whole thing with green tea, that I don't like the typical flavor of green tea. So I had to find a green tea that wasn't bitter or biting. And I did. And that green tea is almost perfectly rated, almost a 5-star product. This product at Thrive Markets, it already has, what does it have? It has 1,413 reviews. It reads like one of my products. 1,250 of them are 5-star reviews. So out of, what's crazy is out of 1,413 reviews, only 7 of them are 1 or 2 stars. They don't even come up to, it doesn't even add up to 1%. So it's, so for me, it's just exciting to talk about a product that is, what I said to them, it's ridiculously affordable. It's obscenely affordable to think that to get extra virgin from Europe, from Italy or Spain, and by the way, Spain is the largest producer of olive oil. People don't know that. I think Spain produces more olive oil than everywhere else combined. And so when you're really looking at the exotic boutique olive oils that Muriel loves, you're looking at triple, quadruple the price. They are extra virgin, although what do they say? They test extra virgin and like 2/3 of them don't test out as being certified. And one of the things that HSN required here is that we provide proof for all the certification, or that Thrive guys provide the proof of all the certifications here. So it's a product that you'll be thrilled you tried it. This summer's a great time to eating more produce and things like that. Even at home, if Muriel cooks me a chicken breast, I'll just sprinkle the olive oil over it. And so if you get rid of the skin on the chicken breast, maybe it might not be as moist, but you put this olive oil on it and it's just as moist and it's delicious and you'll love it. And again, I'm someone who, for me to talk about olive oil this way, passionately, it has to be a special product. So you'll be thrilled. The price is crazy, and also if you find the guys at Thrive Market interesting, we put together. You could watch a video online next week. There's a special offer that you could basically essentially get your membership free if you wanted to try it. But this is all about the olive oil, because olive oil is something that if Americans, to the extent we could start embracing what defines the Mediterranean diet, maybe we could start improving our health and our life expectancy, which for the last few years or decades is going in the wrong direction. And this is an opportunity, by eliminating a little bit of butter and a little bit of dairy and putting in this wonderful healthy fat rich in protective compounds. It's a great habit to develop for you and your family.
And doing it deliciously. I mean, that's the bottom line. This is absolutely delicious. When you try it, you're going to understand it. It is buttery. It is not bitter at all. And look
by the way,
size
plus it's in metal to protect it, so it will protect it.
I love that. The packaging actually is beautiful.
And I'm just looking at the amount of people on the phones and things like that. We only have, I think, about a total of 3,000. and
here's
the
what's happening.
2-pack is being ordered 5 to 1. So I think with everyone on the phones, we're probably going to run out. So hopefully we're going to do our best. I wanted to have this through the summer, but at the rate we're going, I know we have some, or the folks at Thrive Markets, they're going to ship it to you directly. It's not even coming to HSN or me. It's just they're doing it. So I'm just their unpaid spokesperson. So, but it's just fun because it's a great, olive oil is just objectively great. You're not going to find a better olive oil than this anywhere in the world. And I'd encourage you to find a better price than this for extra virgin organic olive oil from a family farm, multi-generational. In fact, this is, the farm, I believe, is only a few miles away from what is arguably the oldest tree, the oldest olive tree in the world, that a few thousand years later is still bearing fruit. So it's just, historically, it's great to get this from where it all started, the cradle of olive oil production thousands of years ago.
It's crazy, 25.4 ounces each. It works out to be $15 for 25 ounces.
It's
Dare
crazy.
to compare, that's all I can tell you, but definitely.
It's actually cheaper than the Thrive member price, but don't tell anyone.
Okay.
A little bit.
Our little secret right here.
Yes.
You're going to love this. Andrew, thank you so much for bringing
pleasure,
this.
Alice. Thanks.
And
You're welcome.
just wonderful having you here. Okay, this is the very final hour, though, of his visit, so make sure you do your ordering now.
All the pricing will stay until Monday night, so
Exactly.
special pricing.
Okay, fabulous. I can't wait to get this.
So, it's amazing. It's amazing. You'll be
You're gonna
thrilled.
love
Everyone
it.
will be.
Listen, take care. We'll see you in July.